Hello, sir.
How are you? Happy Sunday.
Yeah, same.
Yes. Well, Sunday, Tuesday. It's Tuesday, but now it turns back into Sunday because they all have church services. So we got them out.
What about you? Do you go to church?
Not today. But I may get that to the 11:45. Of course, we're going to have it in the players' center. So.
What, is it a waste of time to ask you about the BCS?
No, I don't even know what. I mean, because there was nothing when we left for practice. So, you got any information for me?
Not for the BCS, but you're number one in both the AP and the coaches polls.
It's awesome. Fired up.
You look fired up.
I am. No, when I'm really fired up, to be honest with you, is 49 days from today, because that's when the only time it counts. On December 5th, if you're one or two, then it's really relevant. Today, it's obviously it's an honor for these guys, but because it's today, 49 days from today, we'll be jumping up and down. We'll jump around and do all this stuff, but right now, it just really doesn't affect anything in terms of it, because if you watch the last two number ones, lost a week ago and then lost it yesterday. So.
Yeah. It puts you in position, though. If you were 12 right now, then...
Yeah, I mean, it's relevant to some extent. I mean, one's better than 30.
Coach, supposedly when you're number one, you got a target on your back. Everyone plays better. Do you believe in that stuff?
I never believed in that. I don't think UCLA is now going to practice harder because they're one. Yeah. I mean, we were two a week ago. Yeah. So it's all of a sudden everybody's going to get healthy and we're going to practice because they got a shot at number one. I think we were the Pac-10 champs last year, and everybody we played, we got their best game from them. And then the same exact thing here. And we don't go into games from our standpoint and say, hey, we're playing someone that's not ranked, so let's take it easy this week. I think it's for good stories, but I don't believe that happens. I think the tough thing to do, no matter who you are, is to go out and consistently compete every single week, because it's a difficult league, and it's a difficult college football landscape. You look at everybody. I mean, the latest game last night, Nevada lost to Hawaii. Yeah. It's hard. It's hard to win every single week, and if you do it, then you really your hat's off to you. But again, we've played 6, and then the only way we can get to December 5th and be where we want to be is we better win this Thursday. So.
You've been real good at keeping your players focused on the week ahead, but now you get even more outside influence. You're number one. People see him on the streets and that kind of stuff. How do you?
We don't really talk about it, and we haven't talked about rankings. So, but they understand. I mean, they're smart kids. They can read the internet. They all watched football yesterday. They're relevant on what's going on, and they understand what it is. But again, on whatever day today is, October 16th or 17th, it's really not relevant. On December 5th, it's extremely relevant. So.
Did you get a chance to see any of the games yesterday?
I caught the tail end of the Washington-Oregon State game because we were in the office working. We had the other games are always on. Our TV's on all the time. Our secretary's desk. You'd hear somebody that was leaving a meeting would say, "Hey, this is a score." But again, it's the same thing. I mean, it's good to talk about real briefly, but it doesn't affect it. We didn't change our game plan last night when we heard this happen. So.
With respect to UCLA, what is the strength of that UCLA Bruin team?
I think right now defensively, they probably have two of the best players in the league, and linebacker Akeem Ayers and safety Raheem Moore. I mean, they have two outstanding football players. David Carter's an outstanding defensive lineman. Brian Price graduated, but David Carter is in that type of category. They're a solid football team. They're running the ball really well, and I think when they run the ball, they have the ability to keep the ball away from us. So we better buckle it up. They changed offensively to a pistol offense, so they're going to try to run the ball, and they have been running the ball successfully, and that's what they did. If someone told me that they could go down to Texas and throw for 27 yards and win the game in Austin, they did it. And I watched Texas or highlights of Texas yesterday knock off Nebraska, so they got our full attention.
What do you expect from UCLA balance, run pass wise?
It really depends on what their thoughts are going in, and I don't know how healthy their quarterback. I know he's dinged a little bit, or what are they going to do? Are they going to throw it or try to keep him out of the run game? But that stuff you really don't know until you got to defend it all, but until you get to the game and figure out how they're going to deploy their guys. That's the chess match that goes on within the game and what they're going to try to do to us.
What about UCLA's quarterback?
Good player, but Kevin Prince has been there for a while. He's a starter. I know he's got supposedly has hurt his leg, but I don't know much more about that. We'll really find out where he is, but we're planning on playing against a fully healthy Kevin Prince. And, he can run, he can throw. He's a tough sucker. He's taking a lot of shots when you watch him on film. He bounces right up and plays, and he can present some problems for you with his arm and his leg.
Thanks, Coach.